All right, I am going to kick off my new podcast, Actor for Real, by the way. Welcome, you guys. Welcome to my new podcast. I'm Anastasia Chernaya, and I am your host. And I am going to kick off my new podcast with the series of episodes about getting started generally, just getting started pursuing acting and seeing if it's actually for you. And this particular episode is about getting started when you have zero experience, but you have all of the curiosity and you just want to finally try it out for yourself to see if this is something that might actually motivate you to take it further from just being an interest or a curiosity. So if you've never ever done any kind of acting, but you always wanted to try and you feel like you have that in you and you enjoy performing maybe in front of your family, or you feel like you're, a center of attention in every party because you're always telling stories and people love that. And then somebody might have told you that, hey, have you thought about acting? Or maybe nobody told you that, but you feel that within you and you've always just felt shy. And if you come up to me and you're telling me that, hey, like I have this little nagging within me that's telling me that maybe I want to try out to see if maybe acting is for me, what do I do, Anastasia? Where do I start? Now, what I would tell you is that pursuing acting and making the decision to officially pursue acting is a huge decision. Just like any life-changing decision, this is a very big one, and it entails a lot of difficulties and challenges, a lot of ups and downs, and we are going to talk a lot about all of them on this podcast. And this is not what the episode is about, but what is important is that understanding that you can start just where you are. You don't have to make a big move to LA or Chicago or New York. You don't have to do that. It doesn't matter if you live in a bigger city or if you live in a small town, because you can start for free just where you are. And the first steps that I would love for you to actually take to see if it's something that is actually truly for you is to find yourself a little production that you can get involved with. And you can find that production either in a local theater company, or if there is a college somewhere nearby and it has a film program, chances are they are working or they are going to be working on a little student film just to practice. So you can reach out to that department and you can offer help. You say that you want to get involved because you are, you want to try some acting, and maybe they would need some background actors. As a filmmaker myself, I can tell you that chances are, if a background person offers to just join and help out in that capacity, it's always a yes. You always need background people. Always. And they're the hardest to find, especially if you're like in a small town, in a small production of a small community college. So you can get yourself involved in that. You can take some workshops, you can take some classes. Again, you can find out if maybe a local theater company has some workshops or classes, or if not, community college would probably always have that, because chances are they do have arts program or a performing arts program. And maybe there's some kind of a maybe there's some kind of a free workshop that you can join. And a lot of times, you guys, if you just say that you just want to observe a workshop and not get involved, I know a lot of teachers, a lot of coaches who don't charge anybody for just watching. It is true story. It is very common over here in LA. If you just want to give it a try, just want to see what it's like and just be an observer, an audience, so to speak, member, chances are you would be able to do that. Just ask the coach before spending money on that to see if this is something that resonates with you, because that is the most important thing. Before you invest a lot of money into pursuing acting and starting on your journey, which it's expensive. And I don't want to stir you right now because we are taking it one step at a time. But before you invest any kind of money into it, you don't need any of that. You don't need any of that big stuff. You don't need to spend money. You can do it all for free. So find yourself a workshop, any workshop, and talk to a coach and see if you can just observe for free. If there's nothing like that, if there's no college nearby, if there's no local theater company nearby, you can try to find some Facebook groups of people who have that interest in your local area, who, maybe they put up productions just for themselves somewhere at somebody's house or something. They're just very eager to do that and they like doing that and it's their hobby. I would say go for it. Just try it out. See if you can get involved. You can always find some online classes at any kind of college, and chances are you can probably get it for a very small price, or you can get into that college for a small price, especially if you're not pursuing higher education and they're like non-credit courses, which are usually short in time and also don't cost that much money. You can do that. And worst case scenario, if you cannot find any of that, you can always find a monologue. You can always write a monologue. You can always learn that, and you can perform it in front of your family at a, like a family dinner or after, when everybody had a couple of drinks, just to see how it makes you feel, because this is what I want you to be on the lookout for. How does that make you feel? Because if you get involved into a student film, if you get involved in a theater production and you get there and you are just amazed by the feeling of it, by the vibe, by the magic of it, they actually do call it movie magic, not for theater, but there's probably theater magic. But for film, when we're talking about a movie set, whether it's a short film, student film, or something of a bigger production, more professional one, it's movie magic. And that is something that you want to feel. Does that excite you? Are you excited about studying the lines and learning them by heart and then saying them out loud? Now, if you're a little bit nervous, then it's different. It's not different. It's a different kind of feeling, but it still excites you and you still want to go there, then do it. Then it might actually be for you, and, take the next steps and continue doing that and seeing where it can take you. But you don't have to change your life just now. Because if you get to that set, if you get to that workshop, and you're sitting there and thinking, oh my God, this is stupid. This is actually stupid. I don't like this. I don't like how I feel. I don't like how, people are behaving, and I don't know, something. It's not just sitting well with you, then it might not be for you. I'll give you an example right now. This is an example of my girlfriend. She helps me out with my self-tapes. And while I get a self-tape and I'm so excited, and it takes me very fast to get down those lines, and I feel very invigorated after I do a self-tape, even just that, because I get to, I get to play, I get to be something else, somebody else, and I get, it's just exciting. There's so much more in it for me than just, just the lines. And I don't get deterred by, large dialogue scenes. They actually do excite me. My girlfriend actually ends up being exhausted from reading 2 pages of her dialogue. And she's like, well, she can do it. She does it very good, and she is such an amazing reader, but she gets exhausted. And, it's not for her. And that is okay, because it's not for everybody. Because we all have our own talents, and that might lead you to something else exciting. I'm talking these vague things, but what I'm saying is that if you're going there and you feel like, you know what, actually I tried and I'm okay without that, good. You figured that out, you scratched that itch, and now you can move on to something else. But if, you're like, oh my God, this is actually interesting. I want to see what it would be like if I tried that production, or if I actually did a workshop, or this and that. Go for it. Then it means that you are in the right place, and that is for you. And we're going to unpack so many other steps that you can take to continue on this journey. And this is all I have for you today. And in the next episode, we're going to talk about the steps that you can take if you already have some experience with acting, if you've done some theater productions in college, or in high school, or if you've been on stage, if you've done things and you just don't know how to take it further and pursue it professionally, or even if you've done this a while back, 10, 20, 30 years ago, and now you feel like, oh my God, I really want to go back because life has gotten in the way and now you just really want to do you and you want to pursue that again. Well, we're going to talk about that because everything has changed. A lot of things has changed. Industry changes so much, and that is what I'm here for, to keep you updated on all the changes that are happening in the industry. And that's it. I'll see you in the next episode.